Last thing I'm going to do, which you'll notice after a few videos, that I'll always love to do to the highs when I split frequencies, is I'm going to add in a ferric TDS followed by a rescue AE. And what that does is rescue AE is a limiter, but it also adds stereo width and does some all nice analogy type imitation things. And the ferric is a saturator, which kind of it slams the signal into the ferric TDS more, which kind of helps it do its work. So I'm going to solo out the mids, dial in some punch, solo out the sides and dial in some width. Add them together. Nice. Okay, now I'm just going to play around with the volume, seeing as we've done some sort of, gain reduction, things like that. So you can see there's a lot of low end in there, which is what we want. Maybe not quite that much, so I'm just going to dial it. Cool. Next thing, I want this, because this is going to be the sort of loose sounding sort of filler bass with a bit of melody in it. I'm going to EQ them together. Because EQing them separately is always a good idea, because you can concentrate more on which frequencies you're attenuating and which you aren't. The time you would want to EQ them together is when you want the bass to sound very coherent and whole. Because then you can when you're EQing together, bands together, sorry, you can really tell sort of when you're taking away fundamental frequencies and when you aren't. So I can hear there's a bit of a hole around here because I've boosted the frequencies and it hasn't made any kind of nasty humming or nice humming or anything like that. So just to confirm that, I'm going to put in a spectrum analyzer. Oh, what's going on here? That was weird. So yeah, I'll take this away and there should be a bit of a lack around here. So, yeah, there it is. Starting at 218. So I'm just going to attenuate that a little bit. The reason being, when you take it in and out, you're not losing anything from the sound by having it taking it out there, and you're creating a lot more headroom. So that's what I've done. I'm going to boost around. Okay, so a lot of times I get asked, when I'm EQing, how do I know if I'm taking out the wrong frequencies or not? If you listen to this, it's a sound which is very resonant. It's quite hard to explain this, but if you, I'm probably going to sound stupid when I say this, but if you imagine this sound as a picture, it would be sort of a very kind of, if you imagine it as, say, when you get static on a TV and it's all that black and white fuzziness, and the top of that is kind of high frequencies and the bottom is kind of low frequencies, you've got a very sort of full, messy sound. I guess you can look at it like this as well. There's a lot of frequencies in there. If you take away one of the frequencies, which is making that not, oh my god, this is a terrible analogy. This sounds stupid. It just, I don't know. It just sounds nice. It sounds like that should be a fundamental frequency in the sound, as opposed to something which is like very whistly like that. You wouldn't want ever that. You wouldn't ever want this sound to be by itself in a piece of music. But you could find uses for that sound to be in a piece of music. That's, I guess, my thinking behind it. But at the same time, it's not the saturated, powerful sound we want. So I'm just going to take it down slightly. Right, and there was a nasty note. There it is. Get rid of that. And we know, because this is a sound which is going to be filler to these two, that we can take out quite a lot of this sound without sort of feeling too bad about it, or knowing that we've made a mistake later on in the tune. I'm just going to mute the other basses, see what it sounds like. Nice. I'm just going to quickly throw on a multi-band dynamics after this EQ. Which, the reason being, I just want to... It sounds a bit like it could have certain bands sort of tightened up slightly. So I'm just going to solo out the band so we can see what we're going to be tightening. So the low band I'm going to leave as it is, because you don't really want to fiddle with the lows too much, especially after we've had the nice waves plug-in on it. Whoops. So this is basically a split band compressor. It works in the same way. We're going to take the softener off. So you solo out the mids, give it a bit of a boost, and then play with the attack and ratio like you would on a compressor. Right, so we just tightened up the mids. And also you can see we've reduced the gain a tiny bit. It's not sort of jumping around as much as it is without it, which is good in terms of the overall picture of a song. I'm just going to put a compressor after that and give it a gentle squeeze. Right, it's sounding good. That's kind of about it for this bass, really. So we're going to next session, I'm going to be starting to arrange this track. All I'm going to do in the meantime is bounce down the nasty synth and bass 3 into one track. Obviously just by soloing the output, creating an audio track and resampling into it. Yeah, from there we're going to be arranging and then adding some sort of maybe some crashes and little pops and little flickers from the voice and things like that, just to fill out the track a bit more. And yeah, so a couple more videos and this is about done. There's obviously going to be a mastering and mix, like sort of overall mixing video at the end. Yeah, so join me then. In the meantime, I have a new Facebook page which you can like at facebook.com/AskYounProductions. I just put a sample pack with a few kicks and snares on there today. I'll be doing that more in the future. I'm going to be giving away some free patches and things like that. I've got a band page on there and a shop, so check it out, see what you think. Write on the wall, you know, I'll be making some updates. Let me know how you're getting on. And cool. Cheers, guys. See you soon.